Hi, I'm Beaver Buddy. Get ready for a magical children's story with a meaningful message. Could a tiny mouse cook a feast in dazzling Paris? By the end, you'll discover a moral you'll never forget. Gustavo the mouse hid beneath a bakery's counter, whiskers twitching with spice scents, dreaming of becoming the greatest gourmet chef the city had tasted. His only friend, Whimsy the humming whisk, rattled softly in the utensil jar, promising to beat any batter into brilliance if Gustavo dared to try. One moonlit night, bakery lights dimmed. Gustavo scurried out, scaling the gleaming mixing bowl like a silver mountain beneath sugar starfall. With Whimsy spinning, he tossed cocoa clouds, vanilla mist, and raisin comets, creating an aromatic galaxy that twinkled over the doughy universe below. The scent drifted down cobblestone alleys, stirring early risers, and even painting sunrise with cinnamon swirls above glowing rooftops of Montmartre. Monsieur Bellamy, the stern baker, arrived, eyes widening at the celestial pastry shimmering like dawn. Yet no chef stood proudly beside the masterpiece. He announced a contest. Whoever baked the unknown marvel would become head chef for the king's upcoming visit, their name etched in sugar history forever. Gustavo tingled with hope, but rules demanded contestants appear at noon beneath chandeliers glittering like meringue crystals inside the bakery's hall. Whimsy hummed encouragement, yet stepping into daylight meant certain discovery. Humans tended to scream before admiring culinary talent in a tiny tailcoat. Desperate, Gustavo crafted a towering eclair letter, piping swirls spelling his name, hoping flavor could speak louder than species at the contest podium. Morning bells tolled. He loaded the pastry onto a toy boat fashioned from butter wrappers, steering along countertop canals toward the presentation table. Whimsy served as sail, catching warm drafts from ovens. Together they glided past croissants, saluting like flaky soldiers guarding sugary kingdoms. The hall buzzed with chefs. Cloches shimmered over entries. Yet Gustavo's eclair ship slipped unnoticed beneath linen table skirts toward the pedestal. Moments before judging, a curious pigeon judge named Madame Plume fluttered through a window, declaring her refined beak the final authority on flavor. As Madame Plume pecked the eclair, Whimsy slipped free, clanged loudly, and the ship spilled, revealing tiny Gustavo. The hall gasped as the pigeon bowed. Instead of outrage, Madame Plume proclaimed, "Talent ignores size." She invited Gustavo onto her back, soaring above stunned chefs to address the assembly. Gustavo's voice quivered, yet carried. He spoke of flavors as colors of friendship, of courage melted with chocolate, of dreams folded like pastry layers. The judges tasted. Bells of delight chimed in their throats, and applause rose like yeast. Yet Bellamy frowned, fearing a rodent chef would ruin reputation. Seeking sabotage, Bellamy unleashed the cat Velvet, whose paws padded silently toward Gustavo, emerald eyes reflecting fiery ovens and hungering pride. Velvet pounced, but Whimsy spun like a shining propeller, flinging sugar snow that dazzled her vision, sending the cat tumbling into a mountain of macarons. Laughter erupted. Even Bellamy's mustache twitched. He was forced to admit defeat when the king's courier arrived early, craving the mysterious star baker. On gilded parchment, the courier invited the victor to cook at the royal banquet that evening, promising a kitchen as grand as any mouse could imagine. Gustavo trembled. Distance to the palace was vast for tiny paws. Madame Plume stretched wings, vowing to ferry him and Whimsy across twilight skies. Paris blurred below as they soared, rooftops amber. Whimsy hummed with suspense, and crumb flakes trailed like comet dust behind their daring flight. At the palace kitchen, copper pots gleamed like sunrise domes. Royal chefs stared when a pigeon, a mouse, and a singing whisk landed on the marble counter. Gustavo bowed, then orchestrated chaos, chocolate rivers, lavender steam, and sugar lace, while whimsy whirled rhythms that guided each delicious swirl. Even the sous chef fainted from aroma overload. The king arrived early, laughter echoing off tiles as he watched the duo craft a crown-shaped gâteau. Velvet, now hired as palace taster, heard approval, having swapped mischief for macarons. Bellamy watched on invitation, cheeks rosy with humbled wonder. At banquet, chandeliers mirrored sugar glaze, and guests swooned with each bite, chanting Gustavo's name like sweet drum beats across crimson curtains. Moral: dreams bloom when courage stirs talent. Kindness seasons ambition, and friendship lifts even the smallest chef toward the tallest, tastiest stage. Hearts glowed as moonlight silvered palace roofs. See you soon with more magical adventures, wonderful places, and heartwarming tales with Beaver Buddy.